starting with, when pandemic started, there was a huge emphasis on digitization, digital banking, omni-channel. And as far as like one of the reports that goes from EY, it says that just by using chatbots, the saving should be around 7.3 billion globally. This was a report in 2020 by EY. However, pandemic also meant a lot of cost cutting. Now, during such times, Charu, how did you make it a priority agenda across functions in the bank to get endorsements for investment? It would be great if you could shed some light on that, as well as what your approach to digitization was.
They are earn models, and they are also sometimes models in which we unlock a lot of cost saving and process efficiencies. So as long as there is business case, we are very, very P&L driven as an organization. And as long as there is a business case that can be delivered, that can be proven, getting endorsements for ideas has not been challenging. So that's how I approach it. Whatever we want to do, what is the business impact that it is going to create? And as long as that is clear, then rallying up stakeholders around it is relatively easy, because we are very, very P&L oriented.
That's
Yeah.
That's amazing. I like the word earn model and not the burn model. That's amazing. And everything was driven based on P&L and the right business cases. I would like to go for another report which I read again from that era. I'm really referring to, because you adopted these journeys sometime back. So 31st July 2020, Forbes said that digital transformation associated with a number of challenges. And there's no one correct path to choose to address these challenges. It can be lack of investment, the challenge, competent personnel, and support from the top are some of the problems that the report particularly highlighted. However, the most difficult part of that challenge was the mindset of your employee, essentially. So like who you need to convince to become an agent of change. So what are some of the challenges, Charu, associated with the process of digitization that you faced?
Yeah. I think banks fundamentally, to be honest, are not, it's not easy for banks to understand digital as a way of doing business. They have, relatively been lagging, I would say, in creating business models which are completely digitally driven. Assisted digital, using technology to unlock process efficiencies, a lot of banks would have done. We have, of course, have apps where customers can engage with the bank. But building technology in a way that the technology itself drives the business is not something which naturally comes to banks. So it's been challenging. Explaining that internally and getting that mindset change going has been a challenge, no doubt. It's been a very steep learning curve for me also, ever since I took over this role. Understanding how the complete MarTech piece works. How do you build digital products with design thinking principles in mind? And then how do you go and get them discovered? And that's where, the MarTech stack and MoEngage is a critical part of that stack for us, comes into the play. And then how do you drive P&L? So what we have done is, I would say, we are working on two models in parallel. One is that there is tremendous amount of inefficiency still. So there is a lot of digital initiatives that we undertake, which clearly unlock immediately once implemented. They unlock a lot of cost saving or revenue uplift for the organization. Like one of the examples is the easy credit stack that we built. And then at the same time, we are doing some initiatives which will probably turn profitable in a slightly longer horizon. Maybe it will take 12 months to prove the business metrics. And the initial success helps to get more investments going. And as long as you can prove the result with business numbers, then, the alignment and endorsement keeps on getting stronger.
Sure. Thanks, Charu. And really, the kind of challenges I read from Forbes and the way you have brought innovation in the last couple of years in IndusInd Bank, it really resonates with what you have done through. And so, from the same perspective, taking clue from the same question, Charu, my next question is, what role does customer experience or customer engagement play in digitization?
I think it starts with the customer. Um, you increasingly, what's important for us, and it's a DNA change again for a bank, to move from a product centric organization to a customer centric. I think we've mostly been trying to push a certain product without really trying to understand what the customer really wants. So a lot of design thinking is now going into every product that we build. It starts with the customer. What is the problem that we are trying to solve? And what is the best way to solve that problem for the customer? And hence the design and focusing on getting the product market fit right for whatever we build. Yeah, so I think the customer experience plays a very, very central role in all the digital initiatives because increasingly the business model is pivoting now. So, instead of using technology as an enablement to an existing business, increasingly we are trying to build businesses which will just run on technology. So, when you have that business, then your customer is talking only to the tech platform. So the platforms have to be designed in a way where the customer just gets it and he gets that feeling that okay, I am engaged somewhere where the technology seems to just get me and what I want. Yeah.
That's amazing that you said that instead of product centric, customer centric approach in whole customer engagement. Any examples you would like to highlight out here?
Yeah, so one of the examples is the Indus Merchant Solution Stack that we built recently. And that was designed keeping in mind the requirements of a small retailer. And there's a lot of research that the product team constantly does on the field. And there are minor things there which you realize, that any small retailer has basically, he does a lot of sales on credit also to their regular clients. So, and then, there is end of the month, end of the week, they are chasing those customers for collections. So we have these kind of features in the app where a small retailer can just send a link to collect money from his regular clients instead of sending a boy over to collect that. And that can be, he can set up a reminder. He can track whether the money has come in or not. So there are many such things, that we are building there, which are straight away coming from understanding customer problems. And the customer will not always voice it. It's not that a client will tell you that give me a solution like this, but it is more about put yourself in the shoes of the customer, try imagining it from his standpoint, and then thinking what kind of technology can you bring which can kind of make his life more efficient.
Yeah, I would like to highlight one more thing that Charu said. I think the best proof of the pudding to what she has done around IndusInd Merchant Solution is it even got the 2022 Digital CX Award. Congratulations for that, Charu.
Thank you.
Now we have a huge audience out here, and of course we have Charu here. So I would like Charu to share with everyone out here. What is the best practices that you can recommend, not just for BFSI, for any brand that is taking its first step towards digitization.
I think the the first important thing is to understand the problem that you're trying to solve. The problem has to be meaningful. The problem has to be meaty enough and worthy enough, and then build your digital product from there and focus a lot on getting the product market fit right. And it's okay to fail sometimes. I think what we try a lot of stuff. 80% doesn't work, but 20% is what clients end up loving, and then you just build on it. keep the focus on the consumer, on getting the product market fit right. And then I've seen that business kind of takes off. And yeah, we have, in our own small way, we have created many direct digital business models now in the last 2 years, which are profitable. And I think as long as you stay at it, you continue listening to the customers and then tailoring your product around it, yeah, it works.
Yeah, thanks for the insights, Charu. And I mean, like that was really helpful and insightful. Now, your closing thoughts on the future of digitization, essentially. Now, here you can focus on the BFSI vertical and overall as such. And so, your closing thoughts on digitization and digital transformation in the banking sector.
I think banking sector will see a lot of change, is my view. It is relatively insulated, in a way, regulatorily protected. We don't have digital banking licenses that have come in the country. In some of the European markets, there are disruptors that are doing a lot of interesting customer-centric product design. So there is a lot of scope. I think banking has been rather kept very boring, very much like a chore. But money is not such an uninteresting topic if you think about it. Like if you have to discuss about money matters with your accountant, with your spouse, you can spend good amount of time. But if you have to go to a branch or if you have to think about a bank, it doesn't really excite you. So we got to bridge that gap. And I think we will see a lot of that happening in the Indian market, hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years. A lot of interesting products, bankers taking cognizance of customer needs, building products for consumers instead of being product pushing. And analytics is going to play is going to play a very important role. Analytics driven customer engagement. Analytics will drive products that we build. A lot of insight will come from advanced analytics capabilities. So data, analytics, consumer engagement, which is driven by data and analytics, I think is something which will play out in a big way. And the other thing which I think will play out in a big way is embedded finance. The finance will get embedded in your lifestyle. You will do banking wherever you are. You're shopping and you will take a loan, which all of us are already doing. A lot more of that will happen, and less of banking will probably happen inside a branch or even on a banking app. So, yeah.
So thanks a lot for that. So data-led approach, analytical approach, embedded finance definitely is an important aspect that we are observing. So Charu, once again, thanks a lot for all your insights and the wisdom that you have shared with us. And I hope you'll stay with us in the evening so that the audience will get an opportunity to talk to you and understand more from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.